Iblis and his offspring. The Islamic perspective. Have you ever wondered about the origins of Iblis, his family, his children, and his mission? Is it possible that the greatest enemy of humankind has a wife and offspring who continue his legacy of misguidance? These are questions that scholars have debated and discussed for centuries. In this video, we will explore the Islamic perspective on Iblis's family, whether he has a wife, how many children he produces daily, and how his offspring spread mischief in the world. We will also discuss what we, as Muslims, can do to protect ourselves from their influence. Stay with us until the end of the video as we dive into this intriguing topic, guided by the Quran and Hadith. Who is Iblis? His origin and rebellion. Before we can discuss whether Iblis has a wife and children, we must first understand who he is and how he became the sworn enemy of mankind. Iblis was not an angel, but a jinn. This distinction is important because, unlike angels, jinn have free will. They can choose between good and evil, just like humans. Allah tells us in Surah Al-Kahf 1850, and mention when we said to the angels, "Prostrate to Adam," and they prostrated, except for Iblis. He was of the jinn and departed from the command of his Lord. This verse clearly establishes that Iblis was a jinn, not an angel. He had earned a high status among the angels due to his worship and devotion. However, when Allah commanded him to prostrate to Adam, peace be upon him, he refused out of arrogance. Iblis believed he was superior, as he was created from fire while Adam was created from clay. This arrogance led to his downfall, and Allah expelled him from paradise. Yet Iblis requested a delay in his punishment. He asked Allah for respite until the day of judgment, so that he could attempt to mislead mankind. Allah granted his request, as mentioned in Surah Al-A'raf 7:14-15. He said, "Grant me respite until the day they are resurrected." Allah said, "Indeed, you are of those given respite." From that moment on, Iblis made it his mission to mislead humans and drag as many as possible into hellfire. Does Iblis have a wife? Now that we understand who Iblis is, the next question arises, does he have a wife? And if so, who is she? There is no clear mention of Iblis's wife in the Quran or in any authentic hadith. However, scholars have speculated and debated this issue based on Quranic verses and interpretations. One of the most frequently cited verses is again from Surah Al-Kahf 1850. "Will you then take him and his offspring as allies instead of me, while they are enemies to you?" This verse indicates that Iblis has offspring, children who continue his mission. But how exactly does he have children? Is there a wife involved, or does he reproduce in another way? These are questions we'll explore further in the next segment. They are your enemies. A miserable exchange for the wrongdoers. The word duriyah, offspring, in the Quran confirms that Iblis does indeed have children. But how exactly do these children come into existence? Some scholars, like Mujahid, have suggested that Iblis was given a unique ability by Allah to reproduce without a partner, similar to how Adam, peace be upon him, was created without parents. Others, like Ibn Abbas, have narrated that Iblis does have a wife who helps him produce offspring. However, the details about her are unknown and are not mentioned in any authentic sources. How does Iblis have children? If Iblis has children, how does he reproduce? Does he give birth like humans or animals? Or is it something entirely different? Islamic scholars have offered various theories. Some believe that Iblis lays eggs, from which his children hatch. This idea is based on the understanding that jinn are a different creation from humans, and their nature allows for different forms of reproduction. Others suggest that Iblis was granted the power to produce offspring instantly, without the need for a mate. Some narrations mention that Iblis and his children multiply in ways unknown to us, beyond human comprehension. Regardless of the method, it is widely accepted in Islamic tradition that Iblis has a large number of offspring, and they assist him in spreading evil and misguidance throughout the world. How many children does Iblis have? The Quran and Hadith do not specify how many children Iblis has or how many are born daily. However, scholars agree that he has a vast number of offspring and that their numbers are constantly increasing. One common belief is that every day Iblis sends thousands of his children into the world to spread mischief. Each of these devils is assigned a specific task. Some whisper evil thoughts, others create conflict in families, and some tempt people to sin. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, mentioned in a hadith found in Sahih Muslim 2813, Iblis places his throne upon the water, then sends out his troops. The closest to him is the one who causes the most corruption. One of them comes and says, "I did this and that," but Iblis replies, "You have done nothing." Then another comes and says, "I did not leave this person until I separated him from his wife." Iblis draws him close and says, "You have done well." Types of Iblis's children and their roles. According to some Islamic sources, Iblis's children have different names and specific roles. While these names are not mentioned in the Quran or authentic hadith, they have been cited in scholarly writings and tafsir literature. Zal, responsible for spreading corruption in markets, promoting dishonesty and fraud in trade. Awar encourages immoral and indecent acts, leading people towards zina, fornication. Dasim creates discord between spouses, causing arguments, separation, and even divorce. Miswat spreads false rumors and misinformation, leading to hatred and disputes. Taban distracts people during prayer and weakens their focus in salah. These characters symbolize the different ways Iblis manipulates humans through his children and followers. How to protect ourselves from Iblis and his offspring. Since Iblis and his children are constantly trying to mislead us, it is essential that we equip ourselves with the protection Islam offers. Here are 6 ways to safeguard ourselves. 1. Seek refuge in Allah, reciting A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajm, weakens the influence of Iblis and his offspring. Sahih Muslim 223. 2. Recite Ayat al-Kursi, Surah al-Baqarah 255. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever recites Ayat al-Kursi before sleeping will have a guardian from Allah, and Shaytan will not come near him until morning." Sahih al-Bukhari 2311. 3. Recite Surah al-Falaq 113 and Surah an-Nas 114. These chapters of the Quran are powerful shields against evil influences and are known as the Mu'awwidatayn, the 2 protectors. 4. Maintain purity, wudu and tahara. Shaytan despises cleanliness. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said that frequent wudu acts as a shield against him. Sunan Abu Dawud 98. 5. Avoid sinful acts. Iblis only has power over those who give in to temptation. The more we obey Allah and stay away from sin, the less influence Shaytan has over us. 6. Engage in constant dhikr, remembrance of Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The example of the one who remembers Allah and the one who does not is like that of the living and the dead." Sahih al-Bukhari 6407. Subscribe to this channel for more Islamic content. May Allah protect us all from Iblis and his offspring. Ameen.